How's it going, guys? It's Pride here, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered how different the story would be in Naruto Shippuden if Sasuke and Naruto's roles were reversed? What if Naruto was the one on the dark side and Sasuke was the one trying to save his friend? Well, I think it'll be interesting. There's a lot of good places we can start. Of course, based off the title of this video, I think it would be pretty obvious to start this scenario at the Chunin exam, where Orochimaru first shows his fangs. Orochimaru has a good hold on Naruto as he lifts him up in the air. For a moment, he looks over at Sasuke and thinks of all the potential that Sasuke has. However, Naruto also shows signs of the potential residing in his own body. Even without the red hair, it's clear as day that he is an Uzumaki. So these are all good reasons to try to make Naruto a vessel. However, the real deciding factor is something that happened many years ago, back when Itachi first left the village. All the way back then, Danzo and Orochimaru were allies as they shared a common goal of wanting to utilize the Sharingan. Orochimaru couldn't let go the opportunity of getting more Sharingan for himself if he could. He happened upon the conversation that Itachi and Danzo had. The threat that if anything were to happen to Sasuke, Itachi would be back and there would be hell to pay. Another memory shows the time where Orochimaru tries to attack Itachi only to be completely foiled and even humiliated by how powerful Itachi was, knowing that he has no way of being Itachi as he stands now. Back to the present, Orochimaru does want Sasuke, but maybe he'll make a play on their rivalry and how obsessed Uchihas can actually get when it comes to their emotions. So instead of biting Sasuke, he's playing the long con and bites Naruto instead. The curse mark begins to take after the bite, but there is resistance thanks to the fox within Naruto. Orochimaru, while Naruto is in a daze, decides to talk directly to the fox, knowing that the fox can probably hear him as he aims to make a deal. And as Orochimaru finishes talking, the curse mark eventually takes, which is hopefully a sign that the fox within accepts. With that, he drops Naruto as Naruto fades into unconsciousness. While Sasuke is still struggling to move, he looks over at him and says, "If you ever want to catch up to the boy, all you have to do is ask, and I'll give you the same power. I'll be waiting." Then Orochimaru makes his leave. Not long after that, Sakura is the only one that can actually remain awake as she took the least damage. She tries to get them into a safe spot, but then eventually is found out by the Sound Ninja. They begin to attack Sakura. Lee eventually comes in to save the day, but it is evident that this is a bad matchup for him. He ends up also injured and hurt. Shikamaru and his crew arrive to try to help, and it only evens out the playing field just a bit. But the Sound Ninja truly seems to be a step above, as they don't really seem to be bothered by the extra hands that are coming into play. Even when Neji makes himself known, they still want to take on a fight. And during all this time, Naruto's unconscious body has been writhing in pain as the mark is trying to corrode his mind. He sees the image of the fox within trying to tell him to use the power in order to save his friends before it's too late. And it is at that moment, before Neji can hop down, that Naruto arrives and face the Sound Ninja himself. Fueled by anger at what he sees and how badly Sakura is injured and even bushy brows, he wastes no time in attacking, wanting to hurt all three of the Sound Ninja. As he uses multi-shadow clone jutsu and being fueled by the curse, he ends up making a little bit more clones than he intended. The Sound Ninja are surrounded by all sides by tens, maybe even hundreds of clones. Everyone watching the scene is too shocked to move. Even Neji is having a hard time imagining how to deal with all of these clones at the same time. The Sound Ninja begins to erase clone after clone, but there's just too many of them. No matter how many they destroy, clones just replace each other endlessly, all bearing the curse mark that is slowly covering their entire body. Naruto and his clones are viciously attacking, and it's becoming a brutal display as he is breaking multiple of their bones with each attack. His strength is unparalleled at this moment. His speed almost at the level of even Lee. It gets to the point where Sakura even begs him to stop. By the time he comes back to his senses and the curse mark fades away and the clones start to disappear one by one, the Sound Ninja already have multiple broken bones for each of them. They end up retreating and offer Naruto a scroll, so that way he doesn't continue the assault. We fast forward a bit. Sometime after, Kabuto arrives and finds the group, offering to leave the forest together, so that way they all have a higher chance of passing this part of the test. And not too long after that, they are met with ninjas that specialize in illusions. And this is where Naruto first experienced the problems with the curse mark, as it seems to be hurting him and sapping his energy every time he uses a jutsu. However, luckily, it doesn't impede him too much, as he still has monstrous chakra on his own, and this isn't the first time he has felt some pain like this. Even throughout this fight, shrugs it off, though it is very difficult, and he's not able to use as many clones as he likes. Sasuke gets the shine here as he focuses on his Sharingan the entire fight and is able to quickly decipher who's the illusion and who's not, which leads them to finishing this encounter very quickly before Naruto can exhaust himself too much. Kabuto's making a note of this about his monstrous chakra and his very impressive stamina. Kabuto would have expected the curse mark to have hampered him more, but it seems that he is able to resist it, at least for now. Now enter the next part of the tuning exam, where they find out they have to fight each other one-on-one as a sort of preliminary match before the real ending of these exams can begin. Sasuke's up first against a strange man who apparently has the ability to sap one's chakra. However, because Sasuke has full range of his Sharingan, this person isn't too much of a problem, and it's not too hard to stay out of his reach, with Sasuke being able to read all of his movements quite easily. After realizing that this man is mostly a taijutsu specialist centered around his unique ability of sapping chakra, Sasuke attacks from the distance, playing it smart and unleashing fireball jutsu after fireball jutsu. This first round is a bad match against someone that can unleash this amount of firepower. Sasuke easily gets the win here. Sakura's match still ends in a draw, or she's not truly impacted by the going-ons of what happened with Naruto and Sasuke. However, because of them and seeing how well they do, she still shows enough resolve to impress everyone there, especially everyone that knew of her before these tuning exams. So in a way, she proves herself nonetheless. Now move on to Naruto's fight versus Kiba. Kakashi reminds Naruto that he can't just spam shadow clones at this juncture because this mark is clearly impacting him. If the mark does cross over his entire body in front of everyone here, he will immediately be disqualified. With that in mind, Naruto steels himself and resolves to make sure that that won't happen. He still has to fight Sasuke later on, and he wants to fight Bushiroad, and he wants to fight Neji, and even Gaara. He has too many things to fight, too many things to prove. This mark, whatever that snake-tongued bastard did to him, he vows to not let it stop him and his goal. He fights Kiba. This fight is a lot harder than it should be, especially for Naruto. Kiba is impressed, but it's essentially 2-on-1. Naruto is able to make some clones here and there, but the mark is eating at him. The mark wants to be unleashed, and for a moment there, it almost spreads across his body. However, the vow resurfaces in his mind, and he's able to repress the mark. And after a lucky chance of absolutely destroying Kiba's nose, Naruto is able to swell up enough chakra to summon some more clones and unleash a devastating combo as he gets hit with a right fist from one clone, which set him up to get hit from the left fist with another clone, propelling him in the air just high enough for the original Naruto to uppercut him and effectively knock him out, which Naruto dubs the Uzumaki knockout. Kakashi takes Naruto away, seeing that he almost blew it during the fight, and is able to perform evil sealing method on the curse mark that Naruto has received. However, Naruto is not able to spectate the later fights, missing out on Lee's and Neji's fight. However, this might be a blessing in disguise. In both matches, Sasuke had his Sharingan active the entire time. Draining as it is, he had to in order to keep up with the insane opponents that he knows he has to fight very soon. And while watching both the matches, Sasuke is able to pick up a little bit of how the Hyuga fight, though not too clear as his eyes aren't made to be that perceptive, at least on the level that a Hyuga can see with the Byakugan. But for Lee and Gaara's fight, not only can Sasuke see firsthand how powerful opening the gates are and how effective it is for Lee, he can also tell when Lee is about to lose. And because of that, he's able to shout out to Lee to give up before it's too late, telling him that he won't be able to fight us in the future if he loses his weapons now. Just as the sand wraps around Lee's arms and leg, he surrenders. And before the sand can crush and completely destroy the left side of his body, Guy's down there and saves his student. Lee is very sad, but Guy reassures him that he did the best he could. And not only that, he can fight another day, as he doesn't know if their healing capabilities would have been enough to completely repair his left side in time. It is at that point that Kakashi did come back and witness the final bits of that fight, and is very impressed with Sasuke. It is noted that all the Sound Ninja did lose their fight, even the one against Choji, mostly because they were just too injured to actually put up a real decent fight, due to Naruto hurting all of them pretty severely before this tournament actually went on. For Choji gets to advance to the final tournament, and with that they have a month to prepare. Sasuke ends up going to be trained by Kakashi, where Naruto ends up finding a teacher by the name of Jiraiya. Jiraiya is not there by an accident, as he has been briefed on what has happened to Naruto, and they are hoping that Jiraiya, being the Toad Sage and basically the counter to Orochimaru, can help pull Naruto away from the need of using that curse mark. Jiraiya tells him that they have to learn chakra control, for that is the thing that Naruto lacks the most. And he's even honest to a point with him, as he even says that he's mainly teaching him this so that way he can feel that he's fighting at full power and without the need of having to use that mark, saying how Naruto has plenty of chakra, he just can't use it well. As he goes to to try to teach him the toad summoning technique, they hit a roadblock. It turns out the toads can't be summoned by Naruto. When Jiraiya summons a toad to ask why, the toad looks at Naruto, sniffs him for a bit, and is like, smells like he's one with the snakes. We don't really like each other like that. You can't make a pact with us. Sorry about that, man. Oh well. And with a very helpful, not helpful explanation, Jiraiya pries deeper and comes to find out that because Naruto has a little bit of Sage Jutsu actually in him thanks to the curse mark, and most of it is Orochimaru's chakra and Sage energy. Even though most of it doesn't have an affinity, some of it is still tied to the snake's affinity of Sage mode. And so that means that it can't really mingle with Toad Sage energy because the summoning jutsu uses the user's chakra and the summoning has to accept and absorb that chakra. Toads physically can't do that. Upon learning this, Naruto feels that his chance of becoming strong and actually keeping up with everyone else might not be possible at this juncture. That's when Jiraiya lets him know. But there's another way to increase his chakra control. As Jiraiya says, now why the long face? Come on now. You honestly don't believe that I, the great Jiraiya, can't help you more than this? I may be the Toad Sage, but that's not all I have. I'll teach you a technique that, imperfect as it is, clearly beat anything that Kakashi can teach Sasuke. How about it, my boy? Would you like to learn the Rasengan? And that is where we'll end it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a pretty cool project that I think can go pretty far. I am liking this dynamic a little bit, and I hope you guys are too. There has been small changes, but the changes will grow as time goes on. And I hope you guys will be here for that journey. Leave a like, comment down below your thoughts. You can even comment some suggestions of what you'll want to see as another what if down the road. And if you join the membership, you guys will be able to see it a lot faster than everyone else. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys are going to be here for the next one, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.